Hello and welcome to Ultimate General Gettysburg with me, Bubblebox, and today I'm going to start this new series on this RTS game, Ultimate General Gettysburg. I did do a kind of first impressions video a little while ago, and I'll do a link to that. And I have been wanting to do the one of the campaigns in this game, but just haven't had time to do it. But I've got a bit of time now. So going to head on and do one of the campaigns in this. So we're going to fight a new battle, and we're going to play as the Union. I'll just go back and just check that out for you. So the Union deploys efficient artillery, better drilled infantry and better equipment in their battles in order to take the enemy with orderly and intense fire. However, most Union generals are uninspiring compared to the Confederate army leaders. This causes poor performance in close combat and average morale. However, insofar as the Confederates are concerned, the Confederate soldiers in this game are universally high-spirited and courageous. They are able to sustain heavy fire without breaking and are hard, experienced troops. Confederate equipment is less advanced compared to the Union, and they lack professional military training, leading to a disadvantage in prolonged engagements at range. So the Confederates are kind of good at melee, not so good at range fire, have decent artillery and are very courageous, and their morale is actually buffed a little bit in this game, whereas the Union, they tend to be better at long range. It says more efficient artillery. I'm not totally sure about that, to be honest, after having played a couple of games, but it says it here. And not so good in melee, and their morale doesn't keep quite as high as in the Confederates in this game. So we're going to play as a Union. Now there's different settings you can have, and we're going to play at a balanced setting, which is kind of a normal kind of setting in the game, and we're going to go to battle. So this is the first battle we're going to play. Now this game fights the whole of the Battle of Gettysburg over between 2 and 4 or 5 days, depending on how well or how badly you do in the game. And this is our first attack. So we've got our first defence, really, because if you're the Union, you're sort of defending a bit more, especially in the first few battles, although you can counterattack in certain places. As the Confederates, you're kind of attacking in the first battle. So the Confederates start off with more soldiers and more guns than the Union in this battle, so we are on the defensive a little bit at the start. Although we do get equal kind of reinforcements, we get a few more artillery pieces as the game goes on. So 2 Confederate brigades are ready to advance on Gettysburg. Your mission is to delay them until the Army of the Potomac arrives and occupies the high ground south of the town. More enemy reinforcements are expected to join the attack. You will only have a few cavalry units at your disposal, but 1 corps is close to Gettysburg and will soon join your forces. Your mission is to hold as many locations as possible to delay the Confederate advance and attempt to drive them back to Hare Ridge. McPherson Ridge is a good starting defensive position. Seminary Ridge must be held at all costs because it protects your reinforcement route. If you lose all of the locations, you lose the Battle of Gettysburg early. Good luck, General. So we're going to press fight. We're going to get straight on into the battle. So here we are. I'm going to start moving stuff around because I want to defend here on Oak Ridge. So I'm going to move my skirmishers back, here, get Beaufort across, and I'm going to move my artillery back, and these skirmishers are going to go back as well, as are these guys, and these guys are going to go up and protect this 500 point victory point up here. On Oak Ridge. So is that Oak Ridge? Yeah, I think that's Oak Hills. My apologies, Oak Hill. Now I am English, I don't know a massive amount about the American Civil War, so apologies if I make a few mistakes. This is Gettysburg here. The map is much bigger than this and goes all the way out to the east of Gettysburg and of course into the south, but depending on how you get on, you might have to kind of defend more or attack more and pull back and stuff like that. So our horsemen are getting into position. Now your units have a lot more protection in the trees, so we're going to put our skirmishers kind of in the trees, and we're going to get Beaufort back, get our these skirmishers back. Now they will continue to advance until we try to stop them. We're going to get our artillery kind of on over here somewhere so they can fire at their units as they come over this river. You can see the victory points. There's a 500 victory point here. There's a 1,000 victory point here. This is Seminary Ridge, is it? I think it is. Which we have to really try and hold at all costs, and 2,500 point victory here. So currently we're holding 2, 3, 5, 4,000 and the enemy hold this one at 3,500 points. I think that's all the victory points. It's all about holding and taking victory points this game. We are at a disadvantage at the moment, but we do need to delay them until our reinforcements arrive. And we're going to bring these forward. Now every time you move them and stuff, you can see you've got cover, condition and morale. They all kind of get affected by how much you move, how fast you move and stuff like that. And it will become clearer as we play, but as I say, I have done an introductory kind of first impressions, should I say. We've got some reinforcements coming in down here. They'll appear quite soon. I've done a first impressions. I'll put that video in the link so you can check that out. I'll talk a bit more about the game and do a little bit of a kind of semi-review of the game in that. Although they have actually done a post release patch on this game as well, which has actually tackled some of the things I've mentioned in the review. So we need to get some shots on here and we'll attack our skirmishers into Heth's skirmishers. And you can see our artillery starts to fire. The artillery is really effective up close and not so effective medium range and not very effective at all at long range, but if you've got a lot of them at long range they can still do some damage. Now Davis we're going to be really worried about. He's probably going to break through, and what we need is well, we're getting our reinforcements. We'll bring some reinforcements up the south here and we'll send these guys around to here. Try to keep them running as well. You need to run up to there. These are our Iron Brigade. The Iron Brigade are one of our best armies, or our best brigades should I say. The skirmishers are doing a decent job. And we'll just stop him there, because your general here can sort of buff up your units a little bit. Now Davis, it looks like he's about... oh no, he's stopped. I thought he was going to attack straight into our skirmishers. And we need to get them to engage really. If I can. There we go. And Cutler needs to get up there as fast as possible to relieve these skirmishers in the woods here. Now our skirmishers, as you can see, pulling right back. In fact, they may have been routed. No, they haven't been routed, they're just pulling back, and we can get our Iron Brigade to attack Arthur. We'll get our gambles, our vedettes, our little horsemen, our cavalry out onto the flank here, try to attack them from behind a little bit. They've got getting their artillery in position as well, which is going to be a pain. Now artillery is much less effective against your units if your units are in trees and stuff, so we've got to keep our units into cover. Now I'm just going to quickly use Cutler to just push Archer back, because we can hit him in two directions, and the skirmishers are actually holding quite well, although their morale now is down to 15%, so they will break soon against Davis if we're not careful. And nothing advancing towards the 500 point victory points on Oak Hill as yet. So Cutler's now, is he engaging yet? Yep, he is engaging, and the Iron Brigade's engaging as well. I might hit them with these Gamble's vedettes as well, just to try and break them and push Archer back, and then we can redeploy Cutler over to the north of the ridge up here to reinforce or to replace even our skirmishers. And we can desperately want some more reinforcements. We have got more coming, I'm sure, although I haven't played this game for a couple of weeks, so I can't exactly remember what's happened, what happens in these games, so well, kind of makes it more interesting. Now Cutler, is he engaging? I think. Are they firing? Yes they are, they're just reloading now. You can see the little animations when they reload. Now Devin's skirmishers have actually broken, so which gives Davis a free rein, but we've still got these Gamble's skirmishers who are currently attacking Archer, and we're going to have to bring them just to try to relieve this area a little bit. You can see Davis is charging. Davis is charging the ridge, and I think our skirmishers are just not going to be able to hold them. There's massive units charging the ridge, and we're going to have to try and get them off, otherwise we're not going to have enough victory points to win this particular battle. Now the vedettes are trying hard to attack Archer, but you can see they're getting attacked by the artillery, but we'll continue to move them forward, because at least it will stop their artillery firing upon the Iron Brigade if they're firing upon the Gamble's vedettes as well. I want to keep this Iron Brigade as many units in it as possible for the game, because it is one of our stronger units. Don't want it to decrease below 1,000 if I can help it. You can see Each of these things has a number of units in, and they will whoops, I didn't mean to do that, and they will decrease as the game goes on. And you can see that Davis, his units got 2,000 now. They didn't start off with more than 2,000, but they've still got 2,000, and the losses you take will remain throughout the game as well. So if you take losses in your brigades, well, you will get lots more brigades as the game goes on. As you take losses, those losses remain for the rest of the game. So you're going to try to, the idea is to kill as many of the enemy as you can in each battle and take victory points wherever you can. And you can see the skirmishers are just not up to the job, and they are breaking. And Davis, in fact, Cutler has broken as well, which is not good news for us. So we've really just got our Iron Brigade left, really. So we're just going to have to persevere. We're going to have to pull these back because they are completely spent. And what we need is we've got some artillery in the front there firing, which is good. But I'm a bit disappointed with Cutler there. He didn't really... Oh, he's kind of against his morale. I don't know why he retreated there, really. Seems a bit odd, but we've got some more reinforcements coming. They'll be coming in here quite shortly. So we'll be able to get them deployed. But unfortunately, Davis has taken this ridge up here. He's going to be hard to dislodge with all of those units available to him. And he's also turning towards our guys to have a go at them. Now what I'm going to do is bring these skirmishers right back. They're just not going to be much use at all in this battle. I'm going to bring Buford around to try to buff up our units a little bit. So it looks like Davis is advancing, so we just need to turn Cutler to face Davis, try and hold him. We'll bring Gambol's skirmishers, see if they'll do a little bit of a fight against Archer, and the Iron Brigade is still firing against Archer. And the vedettes, yep, they are kind of attacking. We'll just give them a little bit of a reminder to attack a bit more. Now here's some reinforcements coming in, and we need them to run straight up there as fast as possible to try and take this ridge back. Now we have still got our vedettes up here, and the plan with them is if we're really losing badly when the time runs out, because there's a timer and it will run out, we're going to try and flank round and take this ridge, although they may have put, in fact they're under fire by the artillery, so we're just going to pull them back behind the ridge to get them out of line of sight of their artillery. Now Archer's been broken. Archer has been broken. Now this gives us a chance. What we'll do, we'll attack up and we'll attack. We're going to attack the artillery with the Iron Brigade. Actually, we'll just move them forward, and we'll get Cutler. Oh, Davis is actually moving back, so we'll keep Cutler moving forward on Davis. Our artillery is firing on Davis as well. We'll send one cause general around, a 3-star general, to buff our Iron Brigade as well. We really want to try and destroy as much of their artillery as we can early on in the campaign. So I've still got line of sight. They're firing on Davis. And what we need are these two guys. If these two guys can come up and we can really pummel Davis, we might even take the ridge back. So the Iron Brigade are getting into... In fact, there's Hess skirmishers coming up there, but we really want to attack. I want to get these into cover. Don't take as much fire. And the vedettes will pull back because they've taken a lot of damage. These vedettes are in cover now, so that's good. So we just need our reinforcements up. How are these guys doing? Still, well, they've got decent morale now. It's sort of buffing up. We'll just give them a bit longer to get their condition up before we use them again. Cutler's holding okay. His morale's a little bit low. Hopefully he can hold out until these guys get up there. Can you run, please? Are they running? I think they're running. Oh, I'm not sure if they're running. I can never quite tell. So the Iron Brigade's kind of where I want them, and the skirmishers are running away, so we're going to turn these and move them up towards and to try to destroy some of their artillery. Now they're in good cover, so they should do okay, although they're taking a hefty amount of fire, and I'm wondering whether I should just charge... Oh, I can't charge them, in fact. In fact, the morale's going down because they're taking canister fire, which is the worst type of fire from the artillery. But we'll let them fight on, trying to destroy a few artillery pieces before we pull them back. Now, Paul's getting in position, so he can attack Davis. This guy can keep running up here. Good. I'm going to send my skirmishers north. Skirmishers always go fast, because I want them to join up with my vedettes. We're halfway through the timer. The timer does extend sometimes if you're still sort of battling for one of the victory points. The timer does sometimes extend. So the Iron Brigade's still holding on. In fact, their morale is not brilliant. The morale's better if they've got their own units around them. So what I might do is bring these horsemen up to their left flank. It might boost their morale a little bit. But at least the Iron Brigade's keeping the artillery busy, while Cutler and Paul are able to engage Davis, and now we've got the other Baxter coming round to the flank of Davis. In fact, I'm going to keep Baxter moving forward, and we're going to come up behind him, I think. Now, Heth has brought the rest of his forces. The rebels have now a full division on the battlefield, so Heth's going to come in from over here. And we'll start pushing forward to... Oh, there's more artillery on the ridge over here, firing in on our Iron Brigade have pulled back. So we'll pull it back, our Iron Brigade will pull back our vedettes out of the way of their artillery and try and get them to sort themselves out a little bit. In the meantime, I hope we're still firing, are we? Yeah, they're just reloading, as you can see. So we've got a good force there. Baxter is still moving all the way around there, and the skirmishers, these skirmishers can continue up towards the back of Oak Hill. So I'm a bit disappointed in my Iron Brigade. I thought they would do better than that, but we need to get them out of line of sight of the artillery so they can kind of buff up a little bit. We'll put our Gamble skirmishers in the trees here to try and help out. Cutler again has actually broken through. Well, or is he just retreating? No, he's not broken. He's just falling back, I think, taking a lot of fire. The skirmishers are coming in to help now. And the Iron Brigade's just going to get the back and get buffed up and then go forward again with Gamble's vedettes. The skirmishers can go right up there. Baxter is now getting into position, ready to strike from behind. Take Davis by surprise, I hope. The artillery has been a real pain over on the ridge here. In fact, I'm going to move my vedettes forward. Also, we might get an idea of where his reinforcements. He has got some reinforcements coming. I'm not sure if we get any more. We've got Paul here. He is firing, is he? We're going to bring him a little bit. We're going to bring him up here and try to hit the flank. And we'll bring Baxter down to hit the back of Davis. So we'll try and get our vedettes up just to get some line of sight on the rest of the units, which may well be coming in. Iron Brigade isn't in cover. We need to pull it back a little bit further. Artillery there as well. And our vedettes all need buffing up. So Paul has got himself around and now needs to attack into the side. Oh, that artillery there hitting Baxter. Baxter needs to go up against... Needs to attack here. So we can attack from one side, attack from the back, attack from the front. Hopefully we can push him off of the ridge before the timer runs out. Get our skirmishers into position. Now the vedettes over here. Let's move on top of that ridge just to get some eyeball onto this sector here. Now, is Paul getting into position or what's he doing? We're going to move him just a little bit forward, I think. You can see we're now contesting the victory point here, so the timer won't stop while that's being contested. More rebel artillery at Hers Ridge, and we're winning now at Oak Ridge. Now Davis is in trouble now, so it looks like he's in trouble, and I'm tempted to charge Paul. No, I won't charge Paul, his condition's not great. Nobody's condition's fantastic. Cutler is now doing battle with Archer. And the Iron Brigade's buffing up, that's buffing up. Bring that forward. We've actually lost this ridge now. Have we? No, that's out. Is it? Yes, we've lost this ridge. I'm hoping we can retake this once the Iron Brigade's ready. We're definitely winning against Davis now. You can see his numbers are decreasing quite dramatically. And it might be worth just bringing Paul forward. just to try and finish Davis off. Their artillery is really being a pain. Can't spot anything over here, so we're going to bring our skirmishers up in the hope that we're going to be able to take this victory point for the end. We are losing quite a lot of units, which I don't like, because in the upcoming battles that's going to make a big difference. Now our artillery is making its way forward, so we need to get this all into position so that it can be effective and get good line of sight onto their units. And we'll bring the Iron Brigade up, despite them not being quite ready, just to try to defend against Brockenbrough, while the artillery pounds Brockenbrough. Because the artillery will do that. Now we've got Pettigrew. Here comes Pettigrew. Now Pettigrew has got a massive brigade, over 2,500 units. And if he gets onto that ridge, well, I can't see us getting him off, to be honest. Now Baxter can go forward perhaps and try to grab control of the 1,000-point victory point. Now Pender's 3 brigades have been spotted along Chambers Pike, which is over here. So there we go. So they have got some more units coming in, so we'll just pull those guys back. We've got another division coming in as well, and we've got the vedettes down here. Mustn't forget about those, so we can go and attack Brockenbrough on his flank hopefully. And all the artillery really needs to be firing. We'll move these down here a little bit so they don't get sniped, and the Iron Brigade can try to engage those. We'll bring the skirmishers in as well, and our general and the vedettes can come around the side. We really need to break Brockenbrough and push him back to protect all of our artillery. Now here comes more units, and we'll bring one straight up to there, and we'll bring one up to there, I think. They can all keep running as well. The guys over there, run. Now what's Cutler doing? Still fighting against Archer. Davis is attacking. We'll just fall back. Davis is very big. We'll just fall back because we need to try and keep shooting at range, to be honest. Whereas Baxter can just creep forward a little bit. And you can see that if they keep in line like this, they can have good morale. But if we can break one and lose it, the other one will break easier because they like having units next to each other. So Archers looks like he's wavering. Brockenbrough isn't going to be able to take all this artillery fire, surely. Surely. And we've got Biddle now coming up to attack Brockenbrough with the Iron Brigade just falling back for a bit of a rest. Buckdale is now coming up, and we can engage Davis with Buckdale, and Paul can engage Davis as well, and Baxter as well. And being hit from 3 sides, Davis should take a fair amount of losses. Now, I'm just going to poke my vedettes up above here to see where their brigades went. The artillery is still doing us a lot of damage, but our artillery is in position now doing damage as well. And we can get our horsemen to attack Brockenbrough at the same time. Cutler's off, he's broken. In fact, he's completely broke. So we've just got Buckdale here now and Paul. But Paul seems Davis is breaking. I'm wondering whether to charge here. Condition's not good enough really to charge. Condition 0, yeah, not brilliant. Now, Buckdale Brigade's condition is very good, but we're going to have him try and keep Pettigrew at bay, I think. Woo! And you can see Pettigrew's firing in, he's taking a lot of losses as Buckdale. Davis is in trouble, so we should progress. We have got control of this ridge now, Oak Ridge, but we haven't got control of the really important one down here. Now, yeah, oh, they've left a whole load of units on there. We're going to have to try our best to get them off, basically. So we'll get these guys around here, and we'll try to attack Scales. It's going to be difficult, but we'll give it a go. It looks like we're actually losing this battle now. The timer's nearly out, but we might get an extended timer because we are contesting some areas. Buckdale's broken now. He's been broken by Pettigrew. Pettigrew's just hammering us all over the place. Bring them down behind the ridge because they're just getting slaughtered by artillery. And Pettigrew is charging. He's just charging through. Look at him. Look at him go. He's getting attacked from the back and the rear. Quite a lot of dead blue things on the floor, but quite a lot of dead grey ones as well. It could be quite an even battle. Now these are moving off, which is good. Now if they move away, we can take this victory point. Now you can see we've got a battle delay, we've got an extended timer now. So we've got a chance still of taking this position over on the left here. I don't think we're going to get this ridge back because Pettigrew is just rampant. Although, he's almost too rampant. Our artillery is broken Brockenball now. And it might turn onto Pettigrew. This advance here might be the death knell of Pettigrew. I mean, he's gone so deep. I've never seen the AA attack so deep like that before. If we're being pulled down now and Baxter, we might actually have Pettigrew surrounded. If we can take Pettigrew down, or at least take him down a reasonable amount, you can see his numbers are decreasing really fast now. We can get some artillery on him as well maybe. Let's just try and turn this artillery around. And now I think we'll just delay the advance onto this hill first. We'll make sure their units come nice and forward. In fact, they're there. Lane is there now. So let's get our units move down to this little entrenched, this little gorge here, this little valley, and try and take these victory points. Okay. So it's looking a lot better than it was 5 minutes ago. I mean, if we can take down Pettigrew, we're going to be doing fantastic. Get these vedettes out of it. Okay. So Paul can now engage Pettigrew and Baxter can engage Archer. So the vedettes are there but not capturing. Let's move up a little bit to see if there's anything over there that's stopping us capturing that victory point there. So Pettigrew is actually now in... Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so there's quite a lot of stuff. There's a lot of artillery around here. We need to pull those guys back. But we should be able to take this victory point because I haven't got any units there. I don't know why it's not gone grey, but we'll give it. We'll attack a little bit more. Might just need a little bit of time. Now Perrin and Lane, which I think are two fresh brigades, are heading towards us. We'll spin Biddle around, we'll bring the Iron Brigade over there. Paul, I'm not sure what Paul's doing, he seems to be routing into Pettigrew for some reason, which is a bit bizarre. Those guys can just charge those skirmishers. Okay, it's all getting a bit messy down here now. It's all getting a bit messy. Send our skirmishers up into Gettysburg to try and get rid of Pettigrew. Now this is a big attack here. A lot of units. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold these. Our artillery is firing at close range, but we need to engage to stop them like attacking, like charging our artillery. So we'll bring our horses back in. So that's our general. And we'll bring our horses back in as well. Our cavalry. If we can. The Iron Brigade is now looping round to engage Lane. And Perrin, with all this artillery here, has been broken. He's having to go back now. Although we've got danger here from Davis, who's threatening to retake Oak Ridge. How are we doing over here? Yeah, we are in the process of taking this 3,500 point zone now. So if we can take that, I'm not too worried about Oak Ridge. But yeah, we need to hold on. It's going to be difficult. If we could get this back, we're going to win this battle and be in a very good position this time. Still not sure what Pettigrew's doing right over there, but let's get this one corps general up there just to try and buff up these guys that are all breaking. Oh, we've got... who's this down here? Buckdale Brigade. Oh yeah, he kind of legged it, didn't he? Let's just try and get all these buffed up together. So Lane is now being engaged by Biddle and by the Iron Brigade, and hopefully by some of our artillery as well. Indeed it is. All targeting that. So all that artillery is targeting Lane, and Lane looks like he's having to pull back slightly. Baxter needs to just turn and defend against Scales that's coming in now. We now have control of this, do we? Still don't have control. I wonder why. We haven't quite got control of that ridge. But we are winning at Hers Ridge, it says. Right, so Lane has been routed now. The artillery is still firing on him. We're going to win this back. So let's get Iron Brigade up and let's get Biddle into a better defensive position. Kind of a better, don't want to loot down that much. A better defensive position here so that we can get this victory point and Baxter can hold our flank. Although we've got Pettigrew coming in from the other side now. So we need this artillery to just reposition some of this artillery. Fire over on Pettigrew. And how's Baxter doing? 0 morale. Yeah, we've got a lot. We'll just bring Paul forward. Try and attack the flank of Pettigrew. We've lost Oak Ridge. Okay, as expected. Winning at Seminary Ridge. Good. We've actually secured Seminary Ridge now, and it looks like we've still got control over here. We're unlikely to lose this now because they're not going to bring in any more reinforcements, I don't think, at this point. Pettigrew is such a pain in the ass. It really is. We need this artillery firing on Pettigrew, so let's just get it across the river and start firing on Pettigrew. Are these guys going to fire? Let's get these nice and close so they can fire canister artillery. And these guys, yes, can engage their artillery. That's probably a better idea, actually. Get rid of some of their artillery pieces for the next round. So we're in a decent position, I think, on this ridge to hold this ridge. Battle's delayed. Eventually, the battle will end anyway because everyone will run out of supplies and ammunition, and we'll have to go and resupply. So the Union has taken Hers Ridge. We already knew that anyway. So really, it's just about holding on to here now. We're not going to retake this victory point, I don't think. They haven't gone up to the north for this victory point. So we're still holding on to the two big ones, which is good, but we have lost a lot of people in doing it, and what I'd like to do is take their artillery down as much as possible and take Pettigrew down as much as possible before the end of the game. Now I'm not going to attack these guys forward again. I want their morale to creep up a little bit, because the morale you end with is the morale you will start the next game with, and it looks like Pettigrew is actually retreating, mainly I think because of the artillery fire from back here. They're still targeting him, they are still targeting him, which is good. Baxter's doing a good job. He's taken a lot of losses, but he's holding against Scales and stopping him flanking us. Iron Brigade should be able to hold this position okay with Biddle. Biddle's taking fire, but as I say, he's in the trees, so he won't take too many losses from the artillery because he's hidden, well hidden in cover. Pettigrew's on his way forward again. Is our artillery still opening up on him? Indeed it is, which is good. And Baxter's going to get surrounded. We'll bring the Iron Brigade around just to try and attack the flank of Pettigrew and help Baxter out, because Baxter's going to get sandwiched between those two guys. Still they're okay over there. Iron Brigade's now engaging Pettigrew, who has to pull back, as you can see. Which is good. Our artillery is still firing on Pettigrew and still firing against their artillery. Is also good. Baxter looks like he's having trouble. He's losing a lot of men at the moment. He's kind of in a bad position there. He's trying to sort of move himself around, get a better kind of position. But luckily the Iron Brigade is helping out with Pettigrew. And our artillery is still firing. Yep, good. So it seems that in a few minutes the battle will end. Both armies are exhausted. So as I said, both armies are going to be exhausted. When this red bar goes to the end, the battle will end and we'll move on to the next battle in the campaign. But it's been quite a bloody battle this. Lots of deaths all over. I think it's going to be quite a close, even though we'll probably get the victory here. Oh, they have taken the northern point now. Look, they've taken this 500 victory point up the north there. At Oak Hill, is that? At Oak Hill. We still hold this one, and we still hold this big one down here, which they haven't managed to take. They won't take it now because they're not going to have enough time. So we are going to get kind of a victory, I think, can't remember, but I think we get a victory out of this, but a lot of it's down to losses as well. We'll have to see how many men we lost compared to how many men the enemy lost, because that makes a big difference in the upcoming battles. Baxter's been broken, he's on his way back. Petrigu's also having to retreat well though. Managed to keep hold of my artillery quite well. These artillery are still firing on Petrigu. Biddle still taking his share of the enemy's artillery fire, but again, as I say, he's in cover. Lost one man there, but he's not losing too much, and our artillery is firing on their artillery and hopefully taking down their artillery quite a lot. And that's it. We have got an epic victory. Don't get carried away by the fact that we've got an epic victory, because you can see the Confederates lost 3,600 units, we lost nearly 3,000, so it was quite close. Press continue. So this is the start of the next battle, and we'll have a look at that in the next episode. So you kind of move on depending on how well you did in the last battle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We will have a check on what we're going to do in the next battle at the beginning of the next video rather than at the end of this one. I think that's best. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed Ultimate General Gettysburg. It's a pretty decent game. It's not too expensive. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to see the rest of this series of me fighting as the Union against the Confederates, then please subscribe so that you can get updated when I put a new video up. Thanks again guys, and I'll see you in the next one.